This video is about the E46 control unit for mirror memory, as in the door-mounted exterior mirror. Do you need to replace your control unit, but you can't find the exact part number as on your old unit? Or do you need to replace yours and it's missing, so you don't know which exact part number to use? Yet the tech literature, or what you see for sale, shows multiple part numbers. You don't just want to guess and guess wrong and risk damaging the part or your car's electrical system. You figured you would look into it a bit more, and here you are. So what are we talking about? Some E46 models have option code 459A, which is a seat adjuster electric with memory. What does that mean? Perhaps you're a tall guy and sometimes you let your girlfriend, who is way shorter than you, drive your E46. Before she can drive, she has to change the side mirrors and seat position to fit her. Then, after that, before you can drive, you have to change the side mirrors and seat position back to fit your lanky frame. You can do that manually every time, but BMW engineers enabled you to store your settings and your girlfriend's settings separately if your E46 came with that feature. From then on, a button press on the console at the outboard side of the driver's seat puts the seat and exterior mirrors back to where they should be for whoever's going to be driving the E46. If each of you has their own E46 key, the car's systems can infer who is about to drive and adjust automatically as you unlock the door. This feature and the parts that make this work are not limited specifically to the sedan, touring, convertible, coupe, or whatever. What we're talking about here applies to all shapes and sizes of the E46 that used this control unit, which means every E46 made through the 2003 model year. 2004 and on do not use this part. This option was available only from the 2000 model year onward. The component that implements this feature for the door-mounted exterior mirror is a control unit attached to the door itself right behind the interior trim panel. The control unit is attached using two Torx T-20 screws. These look the same as the door panel attachment screws, except that the integral washer is larger. Lost your screws? You can buy a set or two from us. Damaged something, or notice something damaged or missing while removing your door panel? You can buy good, used, genuine BMW replacement parts from us. This control unit came in multiple part numbers. One ends with 6427, another one ends in 3364, another one ends in 6054. Which one should you use? According to the BMW schematics, these are superseding part numbers. This means that the newer parts will also work in older vehicles. They're backwards compatible. Does this mean that the older parts will also work in the newer vehicles? Generally, the answer is maybe. But for this particular type of part, we have reason to conclude that the answer is yes. We're about to explain why. In the automobile industry, September 1st tends to be the date when they stop building the old model year and start building the new model year. This provides enough time for the New Year's cars to be in dealer showrooms in time for Christmas. The start of a new model year also tends to be when new part numbers are placed into production. Remember that this feature was introduced for the 2000 model year. Then on which date would the earliest part number be introduced? September 1st, 1999. Right. For the 2000 production year, starting a few months before the 2000 calendar year. Indeed, the schematics do show that the earliest part number, ending in 6427, was introduced on September 1st, 1999, because the date is when BMW first started building the 2000 model year. The schematics show the chronological next part number, ending in 3364, being introduced on September 1st, 2000, exactly a year later. That is the date when BMW first started building the 2001 model year. But BMW also continued installing the older part number ending in 6427 in the newer cars, probably until the inventory was depleted for the older parts. Key point, there was a time overlap. So this proves that the older part works in the newer cars too. The schematics show the newest final part number ending in 6054 being introduced on April 2nd, 2002. This is not the start of a model year production, but it can happen. BMW has its reasons for making changes partway through the year. However, BMW also continued installing the middle part number ending in 3364 in these newest vehicles. Key point again, there was a time overlap. So this proves that this part works in the newest cars also. Because all three part numbers have overlapping dates as to when they were installed in cars during production, we conclude that they are all interchangeable. So you can buy any one of these and use them in any E46 that came with the mirror control unit installed. Perhaps you are buying this control unit because this feature stopped working for the door-mounted exterior mirror on your E46. One troubleshooting technique is to keep swapping out parts until the problem is fixed. This doesn't absolutely always work, but it often does. With modern cars like the E46, much functionality is controlled by the Comfort Control Module, which is a central computer mounted behind the glove box. Sometimes a module reset command is all that's needed. However, the Comfort Control Module was used for the exterior mirror memory only starting in the 2004 model year. For such vehicles, the door mirror actuator uses a ribbon cable, not regular copper and insulation wiring, to connect to the rest of the car. On E46 cars made through the 2003 model year, the mirror memory does not involve the Comfort Control Module. In those, the work is done by the control unit that is the focus of this video. For such vehicles, the door mirror actuator uses standard copper and insulation wiring to connect to the control unit. If you are going to be swapping parts, you might buy the control unit or the door-mounted mirror control switch or the mirror actuator or a replacement mirror with actuator since the actuator is difficult to transfer. And yes, we sell all of these. Each front door has its own control unit. So if the malfunction is limited to only one of the two front doors, there's more reason to suspect that the problem might indeed be with the control unit or the actuator in the mirror for that specific door. For these control units, the driver side is the same as the passenger side. They use the same part numbers. If you buy a replacement mirror with actuator, then this is the correct mirror mechanism. If your E46 uses mirror control units, it has 9 wires. If you buy a replacement mirror with actuator, you can transfer the pretty exterior color matched cover cap from your old mirror to the replacement one. To buy from us, visit our eBay store. You can search for the parts you need by description or part numbers, or you could just write to us and explain what you want. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.